It started like any other school lunch break. The cafeteria buzzed with noisy chatter, trays clattered, and the smell of spaghetti sauce and cheap pizza hung in the air. But in the far corner, away from the noise, sat a girl named Sarah Whitman. Head down, hair falling over her eyes, she quietly unwrapped a homemade meal from a cloth napkin. No plastic lunchbox, no store-bought snacks. Just a small container of white rice, grilled chicken, and steamed vegetables neatly arranged with the precision of someone who respected their food. Then came the laughter. "Yo, what is that?" "Rabbit food," cackled Jenna Matthews, the self-declared queen of Jefferson High. Flanked by her usual crew Amber, Chelsea, and the ever-silent but smirking Taylor, Jenna sauntered over, flipping her blonde curls. "What, no pizza, Sarah? Not even a juice box?" The girls burst out laughing. Sarah didn't respond. She kept eating slowly, deliberately. But her fingers trembled ever so slightly, and her ears turned red with quiet shame. "Bet she's some kind of weird diet freak," Amber sneered. "Or her family's broke," Chelsea added. They didn't know. No one did. Not about Sarah's past. Not about the man who raised her. Not about the secret hidden beneath the shy silence. You see, Sarah's father, Colonel James Whitman, wasn't just any military man, he was Delta Force. The elite of the elite. He raised Sarah differently. After her mother died when she was 9, her dad didn't coddle her. He trained her. Discipline, honor, resilience, and focus. Mornings started with mile runs and cold showers. Nights ended with meditation, tactical drills, and discussions about ethics and courage. But after he was deployed overseas for an extended mission, Sarah was sent to live with her aunt and enrolled at Jefferson High. New town. New rules. And a whole school of strangers who only saw a quiet girl who didn't talk much, dressed plainly, and brought homemade food that looked weird. The bullying didn't stop that day. In fact, it got worse. Over the next week, the girls upped their cruelty. They spilled milk on Sarah's tray by accident. They whispered insults when she walked by. Chelsea tripped her in the hallway, and when Sarah got up without a word, they laughed even harder. But Sarah never reacted. Never flinched. Not once. What they couldn't see was what was happening inside her, the steady pulse of breathing exercises, the mental tactics her father had drilled into her. Never let the enemy choose the battlefield. Never fight without purpose. Know your target. Understand your mission. The turning point came one Thursday afternoon. Gym class. Coach Henderson had scheduled a fun week of basic self-defense and obstacle coursework. The students laughed, goofed off, half-heartedly tossed punches at padded dummies. But when it was Sarah's turn, something shifted. Coach Henderson called, "All right, Sarah, pair up with Taylor." Everyone stopped to watch. Taylor was tall, a soccer star, known for being aggressive on the field and off. She smirked, stepping forward, cracking her knuckles. "Don't cry if I bruise you, mouse." The moment Taylor lunged, it was over. With fluid precision, Sarah sidestepped, hooked Taylor's arm, twisted her center of gravity, and sent her sprawling flat on her back in one smooth motion. Gasps filled the gym. Taylor looked up in stunned silence. Jenna dropped her phone mid-record. Even Coach Henderson blinked in disbelief. "Where did you learn that, Sarah?" Sarah looked him in the eye for the first time. "Home." But it didn't stop there. Later that day, Jenna cornered Sarah near her locker. "Who do you think you are?" she hissed. "You embarrassed Taylor in front of everyone." Sarah stared at her calmly. "I'm not here to embarrass anyone. I just want to be left alone." Too late, Jenna snarled. She reached to grab Sarah's bag, but in an instant, Sarah intercepted her wrist, not with force, just enough to stop her. Jenna froze. Sarah's voice was steady, but sharp like steel. "I don't want to hurt anyone. But I won't let you push me around anymore." There was a silence. Jenna jerked her hand away and stormed off, but the damage was done. Rumors spread fast how the weird shy girl was actually some kind of martial arts prodigy. How she took down Taylor like it was nothing. People began whispering. Watching. The teasing stopped overnight. The next week, Chelsea sheepishly offered Sarah an extra juice box. Taylor gave a nod of silent respect in the hallway. Even Jenna seemed to back off, her mocking posts vanishing from social media. But that wasn't the real victory. One afternoon, a younger student named Lily approached Sarah at lunch, carrying a similar weird homemade bento box. She looked nervous. "Can I sit here?" Sarah smiled and nodded. More students followed. Quiet ones. New kids. Misfits. Those who didn't belong. Sarah had never wanted to be a hero. But sometimes, all it takes is one person to stand up, quietly and firmly, to show others they can too. She didn't need applause. She didn't need revenge. She just needed peace. And she'd earned it. Moral of the story? Never underestimate the quiet ones. The ones who eat alone. The ones who carry calm like armor. Because behind some of the stillest eyes, there may lie a storm trained by warriors. And kindness? Kindness is the real strength, one earned through restraint, courage, and the wisdom to fight only when truly necessary.